Tēnā tātou, he karakia timatanga. Whakatakate hau ki te uru, whakatakate hau ki te tonga, kia mākina kina ki uta, kia mātaratara ki tai. E hia ki ana te atākura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, tihei, mauri ora.
Kia ora e te whānau, it's Miss Lynch here again today. It's lovely to be back with you with another school assembly, and I'd like to start with a really big shout out to Lucy and Grace, our digital Manutaki, for all of their work putting our video offerings together for you for the assembly each week. So, ka pai girls, really awesome. So this week we are celebrating International Women's Day, and that's a really important day for us to reflect on how well we're contributing to gender equality, and that's the theme for this year, Break the Bias, Gender Equality for all girls and women across the world. So for me, and for a lot of us here at Marlborough Girls College, we're involved in education because we know that the education of young women has a really big impact on society going forward. So I've got a bit of a story to tell you about that because education's been really important in my life, and particularly the education of the women. So I had this really lovely grandma called Nana Molly, and she was a really remarkable woman with she was hugely intelligent, and she grew up in a large farming family, and she married a local farmer, and really what she did was she supported and helped run that farm. But when her husband died when he was quite young, she carried on in the 1960s running that farm on her own for a period of time, which was really, really unusual back in that day. So she didn't necessarily have a very formal education at all like you and I might know of today. And her sister really didn't get educated and stayed at home and looked after her parents until they died. So my Nana Molly, she had 3 daughters and a son, but all of her daughters went to school and they went to university because she was really determined that education would be a way for them to have choices and options in their lives. It wasn't something that was always available to girls and young women when she was young at the start of the 20th century. I know that's a long time ago, eh? So when my mother went to school, her school it was a great school, but they didn't teach maths and science to girls, which was amazing really. But she found her way to being a science teacher for her life and ended up, funnily enough, being a deputy principal at a secondary school for most of her life. But the really interesting thing was that my mum has got a really sharp mind, and she's kind of used her whip-like intelligence to beat a lot of people at playing bridge and other card games. She taught us how to play cards when we were kids, but she made it a really big focus of our childhood to ensure that we were really well educated, and particularly for me and my 2 sisters, that we had to get a really good education so that we had choices and we could do anything that we liked, and that we could get a really good job to earn our own money and not be reliant on someone else for money, and that we were in charge of our destiny. So education and what we do here at school is hugely important to promote and celebrate gender equity for girls and women. So hand on heart, I firmly believe that what we're doing here is changing the world, and you as young women being incredibly well educated is going to make a difference to society. So I'm going to hand over and let's hear from the Manutaki about what they think about International Women's Day for 2022.
Kia ora everyone!
If you don't know who we are your
Manu Kura, Manu Taiko, and Manu Runanga Akona.
This coming Tuesday is International Women's Day. Every year on Tuesday the 8th of March we celebrate International Women's Day all over the world. This day is all about celebrating the collective power of past, present and future women.
International Women's Day is so important as it is a global day of acknowledging and celebrating the amazing women around you and their achievements. The purpose of our kura, our onga and our school celebrating International Women's Day is to once again remind you of how amazing you and our women are.
Our challenge to you, the students of Marlborough Girls College, is to simply say thank you to all the women in your life. Whether this is your mum, your auntie, your grandma, your friends, your teachers, just say thank you. We as young women need to inspire each other and empower each other to maximize the most of our potential. By simply saying thank you, you are showing your support and your love, and you might also get a thank you back. It is also important to recognize your inspiration so you can copy and paste and make it your own, so you don't get plagiarized. It's all of these amazing things from all of these amazing women to be the best version of yourself.
So I've got many women in my life that inspire me, but definitely one of the most inspirational would probably be my cousin. She has really shown me how to just keep going on with your life, keep moving forward, and just achieve whatever you want. Anything is possible. A lot of the women in my life really inspire me each and every day to just keep going strong, and keeping my head held high.
In my eyes, my mum is my biggest inspiration, simply because people say I look like her and I act like her, and she obviously brought me into this world. But my other two biggest inspirations is Tā Mairangi and Hine Popo, two goddesses that I descend from. Tā Mairangi is a woman of such beauty that her voice actually changed the ending of her story. Hine Popo is a woman of determination. She swam the Cook Strait. I use these values within my own life so that I can create my own reality and become the best version of myself.
So I have many women role models, but my biggest inspiration would be my mum any day. She's done so many things that I will forever look up to. She is the perfect example of the words loving, humble and hardworking. She's taught me to always work towards perfecting these words and showing it to the best of my ability. Who's your inspiration?
Hey everyone, we're your Kai Whakahau Kaupapa, or Events and Promotions Prefects for 2022, and next week is Careers Week.
So I'm Jennifer.
I'm Chloe.
I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Lauren.
So on Monday we have a quiz with job activity. So the first 3 groups who get it correct, they'll get a prize.
And on Tuesday we have guest speakers, so we have a man from Waihopa Spy Base as well as a guest speaker from NMIT.
On Wednesday we have a careers questionnaire and some artwork.
And on Friday we have a display on the field with the military at lunchtime. See you there!
Malo lele, malo tama upupongi lele koni. First of all, I would just like to thank everyone for your contribution and participation in today's fundraising event for Tonga. As you all know, January the 15th was the day that changed the lives of all Tongan people due to the tsunami and volcano eruption. We are truly thankful for your generous support, which I know is greatly appreciated by our Tongan community and Tongan people back home. Toa whātua malo pito.
Hey guys, Amelia here, your environmental Manutaki. Just a really quick note about rubbish. We have noticed that this is becoming a really big issue around the school, and I just wanted to reiterate how important it is that we are disposing of our rubbish correctly. Alright, so these are our bins. We've got 5 of these recycling stations around the school. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the paper only, just paper, screwed up, flat, whatever, anything goes in this one. This one here is plastics. You have to make sure that you wash out whatever you pop in this one. Otherwise, if it's contaminated, it has to go into general waste. The whole bin does, and there'd be no point in having it. So if you're going to pop anything in here, please make sure it's washed out. And then this one is the general waste, basically. Anything else goes in here. If you're unsure, just pop it in this one as well. Doing so ensures that we are sticking to our school values, especially Manaakitanga, as we continue to treat our school, caretakers and environment with respect. Can't wait to see you all being environment friendly, and have a good week.